things. You're live. There you go. So I am officially live on my TikTok and my YouTube. There you go. I'm doing well. Howdy. Hi. How you doing, Hoss? Welcome back. I want to make sure I don't miss any questions. How do I register a HMO? You need to go to depends on your local council's rules and how many bedrooms the property has. But first step would be go to the planning department of your local council. And they will be able to tell you what the next steps are. And also, are you in an Article 4 area? Because that will potentially limit your permitted development rights if you are in an Article 4. Hi, Mickey. Welcome back. It's like I haven't seen you forever. Hope your little ones are feeling better. I'm live on TikTok and YouTube. So I'm splitting the time between the two at the moment. I'm good, thank you. Life's been a bit mental, but when isn't it? To be honest, when you're a property developer with 2 kids running around after everyone. I connected with an investor I worked with, oh my God, a couple of years ago. I think 3 years ago. This is like my early days. And spoke with him today. I was like, how is the investment going? And he says it's working perfectly. I still have it. It's still cash flowing. I'm like, beautiful. That is the best news ever, that you're still happy with the investment. So many X years later, it's still cash flowing. It still works perfectly. And it's really great. It's about making sure you get it right the first time, so you're not going to run into problems down the line. You're buying below market value, you're structuring it correctly, you're buying in the cash flow area, you're buying in the capital growth area. That's going to make it a long-term investment. This property is not short-term. Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you. Property is not a short-term investment. It's a long-term strategy. But it's about building it correctly from day one, so you're not going to run into problems down the line. Because I'm looking off to the side on my YouTube, it looks like I'll put my phone behind my laptop. That's better. At least I'm like fun on my laptop on my YouTube live. My team shouted at me because I was like, I do lives all the time on my TikTok, and then I like have maybe 2 lives on my YouTube. I was like, 2 more lives on YouTube. I was like, okay. Don't shout at me again. I don't like it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you don't, welcome back. All I do is talk property, investing, and building wealth. How are the YouTube ones going? I've done 2. This is my second one. Because I don't do it constantly, I think it's something I need to be doing more consistently, and then maybe it'll be more popular, like the lives I do on TikTok. The longer I've done them, the more successful they've been. So it's just about repetition, I think, with my YouTube. But it's going out of my comfort zone, because it's just not something I feel comfortable with. But it's about, you keep doing it, keep making those, doing those action steps. Yeah, Mike, Mick, I think that's Mike. Mike, I think. I have a dyslexia, by the way, not intentional. If I misread your name. Yes, remortgages do increase the mortgage repayments. This is why we buy below market value, to mitigate against that. And we have to look out, is it going to be worth refinancing it? Is it going to still cash flow if you refinance it? Is it still going to be profitable? This is everything we've got to look out for. That's why you mitigate the pros and cons with refinancing and things like that. How do you do it? Do what? How do I do what? We look at the numbers, we mitigate against risk. We always buy below market value. And I've got a great broker. No, I get that. Debt is not a bad thing when you're buying an asset. It's only a bad thing when you're buying liabilities. So debt is not a problem if you're buying a cash flow thing. Do you source your below market value deals? Yes, I do. I build portfolios for clients and find below market value opportunities for them. I only specialize in Yorkshire and the North East. I've got other teams across the UK. I've got a team in Wales. I've got a team in like Bolton area, stuff like that. But me personally, I operate in Yorkshire and the North East. Yeah, the renters reform is coming in, but you can mitigate against. Ow! It's knocked my elbow off my laptop. There's ways to mitigate against the renters reform. You can put in a registered provider, you can put a social housing provider, you can put in a corporate let. All of those strategies you can don't fall under. Hi, Genius. Don't fall under the same rules with the renters reform. How are you doing? Welcome back. Hope all is well. All is great. Just trying to. I'm trying to do YouTube lives as well, but it's not as comfortable as YouTube TikTok live. So it's. So I've got 2 mortgage brokers in the chat now, Mike. So you're going to get it from 2 angles, like 2 points of view. I would say if you want to keep your current assets, you want to keep your 2 investment properties, you can put in a registered provider, you can put in a corporate let, you can put a support living in, and they won't have the same rights as renters reform or a private tenant. But if you hell bent in selling them, absolutely do that if that's what you want, but don't feel that you have to because of renters reform. Okay, it's about understanding the rules. It's about mitigating against risk, and that's why you work with a property professional like myself, because I know how to mitigate it and make investments safer for the investor for the long run. Yeah, that's why I do these lives, because generally a lot of people don't realize that there are these loopholes you can tap into if renters reform is one of your biggest concerns. Like, other investors have no issue with renters reform. Some investors don't like it. Yeah. Hi guys. Since I put on like a little host note, I think the lives are becoming more the lives are becoming more engaging. So I'm really glad I did that. No, exactly. Obviously, not every investor wants to have long-term portfolio. They want to just flip. They just want a short-term strategy. Yeah, no, I totally understand that, Nikki. You're right. You want a little farm? That's cool. That's cool. I wouldn't have thought that for yourself. My eyesight's garbage. So wait a minute. because my phone is away from, like, it's further away from me, I can't see. So no. D-Law, it depends on the property, it depends on the refurb. There's a lot of different factors, depends on the bridging loan. It'd be really hard to tell you a figure. Just flipping is really risky, because you need to make sure that you've got the build team, you can project manage it. It's a lot of things that go into flipping that people don't actually consider. They just run into it like, oh, I could do flipping, this is easy. And yeah, property flipping can be a good strategy, a good alternative, but like I was saying to D-Law, it's really risky. I think the riskiest part of flipping is the, I'm trying to bring my phone closer, but it's not working. It's the exit. It's not the purchase. It's not the refurb. It's the actual exit. That's the riskiest part. You can do everything right. You can buy 30% below market value. You can refurb it to a perfect standard. But if you're just not going to sell on the exit and you're sitting on the market for 6 months, then you've got a real bloody problem. It's going to eat up into the profit. You're going to struggle to get off the bridge. It's risky. And people don't realize that there's risks involved when they do it, because they just run into it thinking, oh, this works. Obviously, if you're buying it full cash, you're not relying on a bridge, you're going to cut out all the risk, a lot of the risk. But a lot of people don't have the full capital to buy the property, to do the refurb. They don't have that in liquid. Not saying no one has that, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't. They do rely on the bridge when they're doing flipping or buy refurbished finance. I'm about to get divorced. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Matt. That's awful. What exactly do you need help with? If you want to drop me a follow, you can drop me a message and you can discuss it off live if you wish. I'm glad I'm live on TikTok. I'm really glad I'm live on TikTok, because YouTube lives and not going well. It's giving me a info. Oh, tax questions. You need a tax advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm a property professional. Oh yeah, I do have a tax advisor in there. I forgot you were still here. Tax done right. Sorry, I completely forgot you in here. Thank you so much for answering. I would have said, follow Tax Done Right if he was in here. He is. You're a legend. I love it. Thank you so much for answering. I just don't like doing tax questions. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a mortgage broker. I don't answer those questions. I always refer down to Nikki, Genius, and for tax questions, yourself, Tax Done Right. I stay clear of those. I'm like, no, I'm not jumping into that. Wasp's Nest, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's incredible to see you. This live is all about property and investing. If you want to get into property, build wealth, build a portfolio, drop your questions in the chat. I'll try and get to as many as I can. To truly buy below market value properties, you need to be either finding people that are motivated or working with a property professional that can get you below market value opportunities. Bob and weave all tax questions, protect yourself. Absolutely. I do it with tax and mortgage questions. I'm like, nope, I am not getting involved. Thank you very much. I can put you into contact with great brokers. I can put you into contact with great tax guys, but no. Hi, huzzah. Welcome into the live. It is lovely to see you. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It's incredible to see you. Hi, PA Property. How you doing? It's great to see so many familiar faces in here. I really appreciate the support. I am also on YouTube live as well. So I'm branching out. What do you do? I'm a property professional. I'm a property investor. I work with clients to build and grow property portfolios. And I also mentor my clients as well. So I teach how to structure, how to build a profitable portfolio for long-term growth. And I even find you your first deal within the process. How do you get into this niche? For me, I didn't come from a property background, so I had to get educated. After education, I went from education to deal sourcing, joint ventures to development. Each person is slightly different. Their journey is different. It depends on what your capital is at point of starting into property. If you've got capital, you wouldn't necessarily start deal sourcing. You would immediately start building your own portfolio. Hi guys, welcome. I've had thank you so much for pinning the comment, Ron. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. All I do is talk property and investing. If you want to get into property and start building real wealth, put your questions in the chat. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate that. I had one person in my life. Woohoo! I'm not just talking to myself. Even if it was in for like less than a second, at least it's in one person. I need to go live on YouTube more. I think that's what the issue is. I think this is my second ever YouTube live, so I'm just still getting used to it. If you want to learn property, really build wealth and build a portfolio, but you don't know where to start, how to scale, how to build, then welcome. My name's Hannah. I'm a property professional. I build and grow property portfolios for my clients. You can put your questions in the chat, and I'll try and answer as many questions as I can. It's lovely to have you in the TikTok live. And for you guys on YouTube live, TikTok live. I'm in two different places. If you're new to see me, welcome. It's really great to have you in the YouTube live. So two lives going on simultaneously. If you want to learn property, build real wealth, leave your 9 to 5 and build up generational wealth, you can put your questions in the chat and I'll try and answer as many questions as I can. I'm a property professional. I've been in property since 2022, and all I do is build portfolios and build wealth for clients. If you've got any questions, guys, let me know. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. It's really great to see you got everyone in the TikTok and the YouTube live. It's incredible. If you're new to seeing my face, welcome. Drop me a follow. Ask me a question. I generally want to see you guys succeed in property, build wealth, build a portfolio that's going to cash flow and potentially would replace your 9 to 5 income using property as a vehicle. You can pop up and say hi in the chat as well, even if you haven't got a question. It'd be lovely to see you. Hi guys, let me know if you've got any more questions. I want to make sure that I'm focusing on both of my lives here. I don't know if some of the people from my TikTok live has gone to my YouTube live, but I do appreciate it if you have. This is my second ever YouTube live, and I'm still getting used to it. So if you've got any questions, let me know. You put it in the chat. Hi Hannah, can you talk on approach to buy mixed use? I don't do mixed use, to be honest. I've never invested or worked with mixed use property, so I can't help you there, unfortunately. All I do is residential only. I think mixed use is a little bit, can be risky, can be problematic. I stay away from that. Like, if I can. I don't like having to deal with planning. I just don't like it. I've heard so many bloody horror stories about planning. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I am not interested. I had 2 people in my YouTube live, by the way, guys. That's a massive achievement. I'm so happy with that. I'm still getting used to it. 2 people is still an achievement to me. It's still a win. It's still a win. Hi, guys. I need to branch out and do more lives. I think I'm going to change a few things around as well. My content. My content's kind of made a little bit of a change. Trying to test loads of different things out. And also I've got a team now, so they're gonna automate a lot of stuff, so I have less admin to do. So exciting. I'm excited about that. I don't like admin. So they're going to mitigate, they're going to fix that for me. They're going to automate everything. Let me know if you've got any questions, guys. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It's lovely to see you. If you're interested in building wealth, getting into property, replacing your 9 to 5 income with investing, then you can put your questions in the chat. If you haven't already, drop me a follow. I need to put my glasses on because flips is hard to say, to be honest, Truth Network, because it would be very dependent on the property. It'd be very dependent on what bridge you get. It would be very dependent on the refurb costs. There's too many variables to tell you an exact figure. So you need to find the property first, and then we can work it out. Hi, Mike. Welcome back. If it was a buy-to-let, I could give you a clearer number, but with flips, there's so many variables out there. There's no specific figure because it can vary so wildly, property to property. A lot of people want to flip, especially with rental reform coming in. I'm finding a lot of people used to not want to flip because of the challenges with flipping, but I think a lot of people are leaning towards flipping more often than not now because of rental reform. But it's about mitigating the risk with flipping. Flipping is very, very, very risky if you don't know what you're doing. guys, welcome. The ad campaign I'm currently running is smashing it, absolutely hitting it out of the park. I'm at, God, what am I at? 25, 30 leads, something like that. It depends. It depends on the strategy, really. Some investors want a little bit more risk. People want to take on HMO. People want HMO to commercial mortgage and then exit, pull out, refinance, exit. Bridge, refinance onto commercial mortgage. Sorry, but it's not working. Some people want to buy multiple buy-to-lets. Depends on the investor, really. You could do buy refurbished finance, pull out some equity, do it again. Buy multiple properties. Each investor is slightly different. Their risk appetite is different. So my risk level is a lot higher than an investor that is completely new at this, because I've done enough property to understand the risks and mitigate against them. Other property professionals or landlords don't have any don't want any risk at all. So for those investors, they would do buy to let. Hi, welcome. What I do is talk property investing. If you've got any questions, you can put it in the chat. I'll do a couple of more questions, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. My TikTok live, my YouTube live is interesting. Consistency, that's what it is. It's consistency. Keep going, it will be all right. I think at some point I'll have more people on YouTube than I will on YouTube than I have on TikTok. It'll be flipping it. But yeah, let me know if you have any more questions, guys.